Recording in progress. Oh, are we doing all from the beginning?
In the Pop Culture Cupid podcast, we talk about how pop culture influences our expectations in relationships. I'm Alison, love coach, here to help you single people find your way back to love.
Healthy communication. I'm Michelle. I help singles embrace themselves and their singleness, as well as develop a healthy self-relationship. We bring some juicy stories from our own love lives and dating, and it gets pretty interesting. Be focused, we're gonna be to the point, and no digressing.
Self-awareness. Follow, share, subscribe, enjoy.
And like and comment.
If it's shockingly bad, we just re-record another one.
Yeah. No, I think there's some good stuff that you can just nitpick. Recording in progress. This time we actually took a little bit of a break.
We
got
did.
more coffee because
It
I
was
need
leaves.
coffee to deal with these people.
Not
Not with you. I can deal with you at any time, but
No, So off camera, off microphone, Michelle was saying she lives in Israel right now, and hopefully by the time we post this, the war will be over.
Amen.
Amen. But anyway,
I wish it never started, but yeah.
Exactly. And so, you were saying that you were, sorry for getting all rattled up. And this is not a political podcast. It never will be.
Yeah.
Our two views are so, you are living there and I'm kind of in my coddled Western world. I just can't begin to understand and have an educated opinion. I'm on the side of, I wish people didn't have to do what
No.
people didn't have
I
to do
don't
that.
understand it sometimes. I'm like, but why? But why?
I tried watching videos to kind of educate myself on the conflict. Everything you need to know about the Palestinian conflict in 10 minutes. That's just
No, there's no way of knowing it. I mean, I grew up with it, so it's like, for me it's different, but there's so much out there that and there's so many lies out there as well, so it's like very hard to tell
it's still
the difference
hundreds
between
of
the truth.
years. I mean,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Well,
and so all this to say, don't apologize. So she was saying, I'm sorry, like people like Ramses get her all worked up, and it's like Ramses talks about stuff he doesn't know anything about.
Yeah.
And it's very, very frustrating because it's kind of like talking to a flat earther where you show them that they're wrong and then they'll kind of just turn it around and say, you're lying to me, or you're being manipulated, or you're trying to and it's just, it's talking to somebody who doesn't want to hear anything different, and because you were saying like you are alive today because people are fighting for your life. They are.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they enjoy it. And I think that's what Ramses gets everything kind of confused. And you can't pick and choose, these are the type of things you just have to do. It's like taking medication. You can't take medication and not want the side effects. Well, that is just the way it is. You can't have unprotected sex without risking pregnancy or STDs or anything like that. It's just, you can't have it all. We wish we were in a world where we could have it all. We cannot. And I just wanted to address that because I think it's unfair for people like you to feel that you have to censor yourself, even though I said it last episode that you are censoring yourself less, which is amazing. But I don't want you to feel kind of, who cares?
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, you're welcome.
I mean, I don't know. I will play devil's advocate and say that I understand that it comes from a place of like despising violence and hating war and not wanting to see the destruction and the death. And believe me, we hate it here just as much. And I understand that it comes from like this kind of maybe naive place of like, I don't understand why you can't shake hands and get along.
Yeah.
And believe me, I don't understand it either. But so many people have so many opinions, and they don't understand that people actually are living it.
Yeah.
This is for someone else, it's like, this country they can't point on the map even. But for me, this is my life. It affects my
Yeah.
world, my people, and
Well,
it's
it's kind of,
very hard to see people talking without understanding and without even wanting to understand and just assuming what they think is true. So anyway,
yeah. It's kind of
yeah,
like men talking about what it's like to be a woman.
exactly. When men, yeah, they say that only a man can dress up as a woman and think that he's a woman.
Exactly. It's I think maybe we want to address transgenderism in a future episode and just kind of see where we
Yeah.
both lie on it, see if it gets heated or not.
Ooh,
I don't think it will get heated, but we may
yeah,
disagree. We'll see. But I was talking
maybe.
to a colleague the other day. I had a situation at work where I felt and still feel that I got questioned because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And I was talking to another female colleague, the only other female colleague, and I was saying like she's 22. I was like, you need to, you know, be careful of these situations, like not get too worked up and not kind of cry sexism at any time, but you want to
Yeah.
make sure that you speak up for yourself as well. And I spoke to another male colleague, and I was like, it's fine because it wasn't that deep and it wasn't that big, but I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure that if I were a guy, the situation would have been dealt with differently. And I appreciate he couldn't really speak to that. He was like, I'm not sure. And I was just saying, you know, this is what it's like to be a woman daily. Like you have to speak up for yourself more and realize that you are questioned as a woman more than men are. And
Hmm.
even,
Yeah.
even amazing people like JT, like, and I try and see if Zev does the same of just how he speaks about his female colleagues versus his male colleagues and what's ingrained and things like that. Anyway, and I'm not crying sexism, but it's just men speaking to what it's like to be a woman is just like Western people speaking to what it's like to be an Eastern person,
Yeah.
and people who are not in a country at war and things like that. It's just, in America, whether or not we agree with their military strategy, they are not under attack, and they probably never
Yeah.
will be. I mean, let's be honest, America will
Yeah.
probably never be under attack because of the military strategy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Exactly.
so just don't ever
Yeah.
apologize for this type of thing. It's just I completely get it. Well, I'm not. I mean, no, I completely get it and not get it. I'm not in a country who's under attack, so
Yeah. Well, hopefully you never will be.
mm.
And hopefully no one
um,
will ever be. I just, let's just end it with a pray for peace and love and
yes,
just live and let
everybody
live.
live
Just,
naked.
yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Not. But yeah, I just, you know what? And that's again the thing that brings you back to the wokeism that I'm struggling with. It's like they believe in what they believe, and you're not allowed to believe in what you believe, or you're wrong for believing
Mm,
in it. And I just, each person is entitled to their opinion. As long as you're living your life and you're not harming anyone else, then it's
yep.
no one else's business.
Mm.
Anyway,
Okay, let's
who's
get back to
next?
our list. So next is Tyler and Ashley. So I think we spoke about their drama last week. Well, not last week.
Yeah,
Well, our
in one of
conversation
the
from last
last
week,
weeks.
but I think 3 or 4 weeks ago when it comes to when this comes
Yeah.
out. Um, I still disagree with the drama that Ashley generated around the fact that Tyler is a sperm donor,
Yeah.
but I think they got over it.
Yeah, they came around, they spoke about it, and I think they had a healthy conversation about it.
Yeah, and I think
And
that
I
no,
love that
no,
he wanted to help his friends. I think that it says a lot about him as a man and as a friend. And I mean, I don't know this the whole situation again, but I think when if I'm dating a man who wants to help his friends so much, even if I don't believe in being a sperm donor, whatever, I don't know what it is. Not that I'm saying that that's my opinion, but I'm just saying, even if I weren't like, for those kind of things, but I see that he's such a good friend that he wants to help them with that, then it would, I don't know, it would give me like a good perspective about the person. Like, oh my God, he's such a good friend and he cares so much.
I think also, I think it's just there's a difference between being a sperm donor and being an egg and oocyte donor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, I'm not she overreacted, but I think that's where it's coming from of just
Hmm.
men and women donating their kind of reproductive tissues is not the same thing. It's just not the same impact.
Yeah.
And they spoke about it, and she was very like, I think she had trouble being, and we've spoken about this as well. Like, we don't really know what it's
Yeah.
like being black as well. Like,
Yeah.
they've had to defend them, especially in America. I have a friend who's black, and we kind of, not often, but we've talked about the difference between being a black woman and a white woman. And she said that she's been to the States and she does feel a difference in the
Hmm.
States to when she's in France. So I think maybe it kind of hurt for Ashley and maybe Alexandra last week of just like
Yeah.
being a black woman. They are less so inclined to kind of admit it when they're wrong because it shows a bit more weakness, and they've got the double fight. So
Yeah. I think also, it's big news to hear from someone. I think
yeah,
it's okay and legitimate for her to have like, that shocked moment or that time to digest something. And, you know, obviously was her choice to go on the show and whatever, but still, like, not everyone has to have all their reactions to big news broadcast on
yeah,
TV. And so, she's easily judged for reacting the way she reacted. It takes us time to digest things, and it's okay to be human and have our instinctual kind of, whoa, wait, hold on, take a step back, digest, just really understand what you heard, and take the time to decide what you feel about it. And that's okay. You know what? Even if she decided, I'm sorry, I can't, I just can't, I would understand, like, to each their own. And as long as she would have portrayed it in a very respectful manner, then it's fine. Every
yeah.
person's entitled to their opinions, to their feelings, and to the way they want to live their life.
I recently, well, not recently, a couple of months ago, overreacted with JT on a topic, and
Hmm.
like really overreacted. I'm so grateful there weren't any cameras around to record it,
Ah,
you
yeah.
know? So I think, and she ended up saying that, all she wants is to be with him so they can just, cross any bridge than crossing when they get to it.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And it feels like there were a lot of off-camera conversations about her telling him,
Hmm.
no, him telling her like the ins and outs and the agreements that they have and things like that, and kind of reassuring her.
Yeah.
It feels like she got given more information, which she digested, and it was well. So I mean, all's well that ends well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
But then
Yay.
probably, I mean,
Otherwise,
I think
mhm.
I was gonna say like Ramses and Marissa definitely not getting married. Getting to the altar, yes,
No,
but they're
I
not saying
hope they
yes.
don't, but
But I think I definitely uh Tyler and Ashley are gonna say yes. I think after
yeah, they're
they're
so
gonna say
sweet. I
yes.
like their
Yeah.
dynamics. I like the maturity levels and how open they are to each other, and like how they're willing
Yeah.
to listen and, you know,
Communicate.
accept
They keep
and
saying it. They
communicate.
always say how
Yes.
they communicate. So I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Ah, finally a couple that's a bit fun to talk about.
And last couple,
Yay,
Garrett
my
and
favorite.
Taylor.
I love them.
Love them. So there was a bit of a road bump.
Snafu. Yeah. I
Um,
didn't quite understand what was going on there. Like, why would he, like, it was so strange. And it's
I
so unlike him.
I think so. I had it kind well, it made me think about, gaslighting a lot and cheating a lot and things like that.
Hmm.
We there was an episode where we spoke about cheating last season, about
Yeah.
what it is cheating, things like that. I think that he just messed up.
Yeah.
I think he got nervous. I think he's aware of the publicity that he's about to get. I think that the cameras, he doesn't want to hurt her, but he's also kind of probably a bit flattered, about an ex coming. I sometimes have exes that come along and write to
Yeah.
me, and it's, although it's not needed, it's flattering. I think it's all of
Yeah.
that got together, and he messed up. And I think before calling him a gaslighter and all of these things, I was thinking, I think in each relationship, everybody is allowed the benefit of the doubt, like
Yeah.
once every 5 years.
Hmm.
I think, no, but as in, I was gonna say like once you're allowed the benefit of the doubt, but
Yeah.
if you mess up 10 years down the line, is that it? Is that second strike and you're out type of thing? No, I think people are not perfect and are always kind of
Yeah.
moving along. It's a shame that it happened so early in their relationship. But again, it's a blunder, and I'm not
Yeah.
happy about it. But he, and she now needs to kind of just be aware that it happened, that he misrepresented himself. I'm not going to call it a lie, um, but he didn't misrepresent the situation kind of dramatically.
Yeah.
If it happens again, then that's it, ciao. But I
Hmm.
think once it's kind of like, okay, you, kind of unlike Hannah, who kind of just anything once and you're out, you want to
Yeah.
let people kind of, give them the safety to just show, she showed him she was upset. And she is also saying, like, you need to tell me these things. And, even I'm not going to be upset, I'm not going to leave you. And I'm just going to, we need to talk about these things. I think she kind of took everything on quite well.
Yeah, actually, she was amazing with the way she reacted and the way she was giving him the benefit of the doubt and the way she wasn't like just, you know, making him feel really bad for what he did and getting overly upset, although she had all the right to do so.
Mm,
It's funny because I think it was last night or the night before, Zev and I were talking about how we had this discussion, and then he said, that the other day someone from my past wrote me a message, and at first I wasn't going to say anything to you because there was no point, and I didn't even respond to her. But like we were having this discussion about the topic, and he was like, "But I'm just going to say it because why not?" And and he said, "I think a lot of times we create our own drama, and we create drama where there is none because." On the surface, your ex wrote to you, you're not interested in her, nothing happened. You didn't flirt with her. You only responded and said whatever you said that's along the lines of I'm not interested or I'm in a relationship or whatever, or you liked the message. And so, but then you're creating the drama with hiding it or changing what happened or only giving certain information or suddenly remembering something that happened instead of just being open and honest about it and not making a big deal out of it. And it is what it is. Exes will write to us. Like I had not long ago someone, I guess I met them on Tinder a long time ago, who wrote me a message, "Are you still on Tinder?" I didn't respond, and it was the second message that he sent me exactly the same that he did because I saw another one from a few months ago. I didn't respond. I just showed it to Zev just out of like, look how funny this is. Ha ha ha. And that's it. Move on.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I think, again, being the one who has been on the attacking end and being the one who has been on the being attacked end.
Yeah.
I think, and you know, and then years down the line, kind of realizing the situation on each. It's just
Hmm.
if you show people that you are an understanding person, then they will more likely, tell you the truth and not hide things from you. Whereas if you kind of,
Yeah.
give off Hannah vibes or Monica vibes or uh I think those are the main two, like of just being like supposedly these strong, confident, high achieving women, blah blah blah. It,
Yeah.
because Taylor is a strong, confident, high achieving woman, but she's not
Yeah.
giving off that kind of crushing vibe. Then it makes other people feel comfortable to have like to own up their mistakes
Yeah.
or uncomfortable situations because like this guy writing to you is not you making mistake, but Zev
Yeah.
is such a kind of like cool, calm, collected dude that you feel completely fine showing him your phone.
Yeah. But
And
what? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, basically that's it. It's just like if you are showing people that you receive information well, even though it may kind of be uncomfortable, then people will give
Yeah.
you the information.
Yeah, and you have to be confident in yourself and you have to be confident in your partner.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm like, I know that Zev can't hide anything from me, like to save his life. So I'm like, I have like complete blind trust in him. But also because I know who he is and I have confidence in myself. And so it gives me the confidence to trust him more and to be able to not, I think it's such a strength to be able to not make someone feel bad for screwing up
Yeah.
because, we are our own worst enemy. There's not
Yep.
much someone can say to you that you haven't said to yourself when you're already feeling bad or when you made a mistake or when you did something wrong or whatever when you screwed up. And so, to be able to give a person grace in that moment says a lot about your confidence and your strength. And, but it has to take trust. I was talking to Zev about this the other day, that you trust the other side to not take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And you trust them that they're not going to manipulate you because they know that they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt and they're going to give you grace when you make a
Yeah.
mistake. And it goes both ways. So it's like this circle of trust of being able to, you know, not take things out of proportion and to not make someone feel bad for making mistakes and to giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yep. Um, yeah,
Otherwise, they're
100%.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, well, it's just it'll, we'll see. I think there are big no-nos. I think there are some,
Yeah.
some points of just like, this is, not benefit of the doubt, this is, you know, make or break type of thing. But the
Yeah.
next writing and then responding and kind of like, I think that's a bit of a gray area. But that's it. That's just once. He's not allowed to mess up
Yeah.
again. And
Hmm.
yeah, I
Well, they
think,
had
I
to
mean,
have
it's,
some kind of drama.
yeah, it's exactly. And they're not there. And they handled it really well. And I think the way she kind of carried herself and the way he supported her through it of just,
Yeah.
you could tell that he gave her space and then kind of like edged his way into her, you know,
Hmm.
personal like personal boundaries or whatever, personal space
Yeah.
and she accepted it. He didn't kind of force a kiss on her. I mean, I once had a guy who forced a kiss on me because he could tell I was kind of onto him because he
Ugh.
was cheating on me.
Yeah.
And he did not do that. He, touched her arm and then her leg, which kind of anytime that JT, well, he hasn't messed up in a while, in a long time, but
Hmm.
there had been a couple of times where he messed up. Um, and when I'm feeling kind of under attack and feeling uncomfortable, I need to not be touched. And he does it in a way where he kind of slowly comes towards me, and the fact that he take embraces me kind of diffuses the whole situation.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be touched, but I need to be kind of embraced. And I think that's what happened with Taylor, where she needed her nervous system to work through everything and then a release. And I think that's what happened.
Yeah. And he
Um,
gave her space and he allowed her to feel whatever
yeah,
she needed to feel in the moment. And he
and she
understood that he
was,
screwed up. A lot of times
yeah,
we try to justify it or excuse it in some kind of way, and then that just makes it worse.
yeah. And she was non-aggressive as well. She kind of just said like you
Yeah.
messed up. Like she felt hurt and she said it. And I think that's just, own how you feel. Don't apologize for how you feel.
Hmm.
And if you care about the person, kind of give them the room to explain themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. Amen.
Amen. So
Amen.
I'm thinking not make recording an episode after the weddings episode. Wait until the reunion episode comes out and then have like a recording then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Sounds like
see
a
how it
plan.
goes. And
Yeah. Yeah, the wedding's usually the most uninteresting part of the whole show.
exactly, they say yes, they say no, and that's that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
reunion is often an interesting episode.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway,
So
let
yeah,
us know
let
what
us go.
you thought about these couples.
Yeah, and tell us about your adventures and speak to you soon.
Yeah. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow everywhere.
And comment and
And
everything.
comment and join us into the conversation. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.